two. Big whip. He's got it.
Tournament life hanging in
He's
the
got
balance.
it.
Is that it? Ghirlanda takes
And
it.
Ghirlanda qualified for the Tekken World Tour finals.
I started playing video games since I was really a child. Like I was like 2 years old, I think, when I handled my first video game. It was just, you know, these games with LCD screen when you have to surpass the cars or get hit by the car, something very easy. Then I got a Game Boy with Street Fighter 2 actually, for the game when I was 3 or 4 years old. And since that moment, I always loved fighting games. And then I grew up playing Tekken 2 and 3 on PlayStation 1 with my friends. And I still remember I didn't have a PlayStation 2, so I didn't play Tekken back in time on PlayStation 2. But when PlayStation 3 came out and I discovered you could play online with other people Tekken, I wanted so much to play that. It was like a dream for me, and this is how I started to play Tekken competitively. My family always supported me. I'm very lucky for that. Like my parents back in time, they saw that I was traveling for the game, made me also learn a new language. Traveling made me more independent. And so they realized that, yes, I was playing a video game and I was dedicating a lot of time with that, but I was okay at school. I never had a problem at school, so that's a good thing. And I was actually becoming more independent, so they saw the advantage of that and always supported me. So I'll be forever thankful to my family for this. It all happened in 2008 or 2009. It was like when Tekken 6 came out, which is a long time ago, but I was very young at the time for the Italian Tekken scene. And actually I competed quite well. Like I think the first tournament I got like second place or something like that. So for Tekken 6, and everybody was surprised. So it was very nice because even if I was new, for the Italian Tekken scenes, everybody was supporting and say, hey, you will do well, you will do well, you will do well. When I started, Italian Tekken scene was considered like the best in Europe. So that was quite a title, okay? Like Italy has always been seen as the top fighting game scene for Tekken, at least for I think Tekken 5 and Tekken Tag as well. I was a new guy, like I was part of the new school in Tekken 6, okay? And that's actually when Italy started to do a little less results than the previous titles. We did well, but not as well as before. And I think right now we're not the strongest country because there's like UK, there's Germany, there's France, there's Spain. There are a lot of countries with a lot of good players. Yeah, now I don't even live in Italy, so for me it's quite hard to see how the local scene is doing, because I play from Bulgaria and I play online like 90% of the time. Yeah, I hope, like, even if I'm far from Italy, I hope that somehow I can still support the scene and make us stronger, because I feel we are behind other European countries right now, and I miss the time when Italy was considered the #1 country for Europe. I don't think Europe doesn't have tournament. Like Europe has tournament, but Europe doesn't have this size of tournament. Like it doesn't have like a tournament that is as big as Evo, as big as Combo Breaker, as big as CO, for example. We have very good events, we have well-run events, but I feel like in terms of production, we are not at the level America is. America was successful, USA was successful in unify gaming conventions with the competitive scene. And this is something that we lack in Europe. And I feel also the reason the tournaments doesn't bring only the top players or mid players, but also a lot of casual players that just enjoy fighting games and enjoy meeting with other. Well, in Europe, we didn't find this synergy right now. So all tournaments in Europe are like, I feel more stuck. It's harder to get through compared to US tournaments, but there are less players because all the players are like just mid or high level. And so we need to find a way, in my opinion, to also, even to make everything economically sustainable. We need to find a way to gather also more casuals in Europe, just like US is doing, so we can expand our production values in some sort.
Okay, are you trying to injure him before the match?
Continue with Tekken Tag, but not that much. At some point I actually basically quit the game when I went to study for university abroad. And then with Tekken 7, I returned to compete quite seriously. Actually, I never traveled as much as I did for Tekken 7. Like Tekken 7 made me go to America, for example, right where I am right now. I went to Asia, to Japan, to Thailand. So for Tekken 6, I've only traveled to Europe. Before it was harder. When I got the 4th place in the World Finals, I was still having a full-time job in an office, so I couldn't move at all a lot of time. Couldn't attend some events. It was very hard to get like permit to travel. Now I quit that job, so I'm very happy about that because now I got another job that is fully remote. So I'm with 2 jobs fully remote, and I'm able to travel way more and balance my life. To still keep being good at the game, I have I believe a lot of legacy knowledge. Like the fact that I play since 15 years helped me so much. If I was going to start now to play Tekken, okay, still with 2 jobs and everything, I don't think I could be at the level I am. Like I think the fact that I played since I was 16 helps a lot.
So close.
Oh,
What's the mix though? What is the mix? What are you gonna do? Oh my God!
Key charge! The key charge, and it doesn't work.
I never play for nothing. Like I never play only for have fun. For me, having fun means to improve. So when I play, I always aim to improve. Everything I do, I try to remember it. I kind of treat Tekken itself as a job because actually I'm a professional player. So something that you should do, and I try to play scientifically. So watching like how other people play, study their matches, and always try to find the most efficient way to play. So this way I think you can save a lot of time because there is a lot of people that maybe play for 10 hours per day, which is something I don't have the chance to do, like not even close to that. But they play always pressing the same button, always doing the same thing without even realizing maybe they're always doing the same thing. You can play this way if you just, want to play Tekken casually. But if you want to improve, you need to realize what you're doing, and there's no better way than watching videos and stop for 1 second and try to change your habits, your inner thoughts, and confront it with others. So the way to balance everything for me is becoming more time efficient with everything I do. I try to find ways to improve in Tekken quickly. I try to find ways to improve with my job and to finish my job quickly. Everything I do, I try to be as efficient as possible. And of course, the fact that my family support me is something that's helped me so much, because I know there might be people where, like, for example, players which have a wife that may say, hey, you should not play or something like that. I'm very lucky. My wife supports me, so it's amazing to have the wife I have. They're not only a support for me, they're also a motivation to do well. Like if you are not playing only for yourself, but you're playing for somebody that is rooting for you, you're stronger for real. Like it's like a family buff. I don't know how to explain, but it's a big buff. Like having the support of somebody is not only something that helps you when you're doing bad, but it's also a very good motivation to do well. Being here while they are there at home and I'm here to compete, if I don't do the best, I'll feel guilty myself, because I'm leaving the time I should pass with my daughter and my wife just to come here to compete. So I need to do the best I can to make sure that this time is worth it, okay? Because it's a sacrifice in the end for me and for them. When I'm doing tournaments in Europe and I'm able to bring them with me, it's also a chance to visit the city, for example, and to travel. And it's nice because we are actually visiting the world. Like my daughter is 3 years old in a week. Next week she will be 3, and she already visited so many countries. Like I think she visited more countries than her grandma, for example. So it's quite nice to be able to unify the family time and the Tekken time and create not only a good tournament, but also a small vacation to enjoy all together.
Guys, this is grand finals out there. Make some noise. This is the LCQ Tekken World Tour Finals. Oh, let's go!
I just treated it as a normal tournament, totally normal tournament. And to be honest, I go there just to enjoy Tekken as a player. I didn't have that much hope to win. And somehow, that day I played so well. I still don't know how to this time, but to this day. But yeah, it worked, and I was so happy. I was very happy. I was actually also super sad for my opponent because the fact that LCQ doesn't provide any reward to second place. When I reach top 8, I feel I cannot just reach a top 8 at this point. I'm like, I need to win it all.
Life hanging in the balance. Is that it? Ghirlanda takes it! Ghirlanda qualified for the Tekken World Tour finals! Oh my goodness! My God! What a star, what a stellar champion we've seen out of Ghirlanda here. The Italian compadres are all over him. They have seen their boy rise to the occasion.
Coming at this point and not being able to pass through, it's totally worthless. So I had to, at that point, I think a killer instinct. I don't know how to express. I was a man on a mission. I had to qualify at that point when I reached top 8. Then this year came and Amsterdam returned it again. And somehow in Amsterdam I play well.
And Ghirlanda, a storybook story. Of course, we don't want this tale to end, but he has a tall order in front of him. He has his family here supporting him. He has all of Europe supporting him, I'm sure the world.
Well, when I re-entered this year, the theater, because the theater was exactly the same building of the LCQ of 2018. The finals were played in the same exact building. So now when I entered there, I felt like I went and touched the floor, just like, you know, like some players do with football players with the field. And I did that, like I touched, say, oh wow, this is where I shined 4 years ago. And I was able to see on Friday, when I did all the interviews for the finalists, all the theater empty. So from behind, so I was like imagining all the memories of me sitting there for the LCQ of 2018 and celebrate with my friends. And then this year it went even better. So I feel like this year surpassed the 2018 in terms of promotion for me. Maybe because it's more recent, maybe because it's actually a higher result, or because my family was with me. I don't know, but I feel like this year was even more magical.
Down back means Ghirlanda survives. He's got a pixel. Catherine has huge comeback potential. Not gonna happen. It is set point for Nobi.
I feel like when I play Tekken, I'm actually doing a dialogue. I'm like doing a dialogue with my opponent. Like it's like talking. It's a sort of communication. It's a sort of communicating with other people. It's a sort of language, and I love it. Like when I play. Sometimes even when I lose, of course I'm sad, but the fact that I was able to put a show with somebody else, it's always made by two people. Never, it takes two people. It's never something you can do alone to create special moments.
Oh, big one! Not only that, he's gonna push towards the wall here.
In danger, but he still alive.
Oh! Quite possibly the best set I've seen on the TWT stage. The crowd rallying behind Ghirlanda. This is nuts.
Look at Ghirlanda. And let me tell you,
it's not over yet.
It's not over yet.